Hi everyone, this is Garrison. This is my first time on camera. I know that hopefully you've seen some of my videos for making Warmachine's terrain and some of my battle reports and my unit reports that I've done. It was my first time on camera. I just thought I should formally introduce myself to the Warmachine community. I wanted to say that once in a while I think I'll get on here and just talk about Warmachine, my thoughts on Warmachine, and so this is the first time I want to do that. Just as far as introductions go, I want to mention that one of the great pleasures for me is playing Warmachine with my 12-year-old son. I have a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, so that keeps me busy. So I want you to know that I do the best I can to get those videos up on YouTube as fast as I can, the train tutorials and everything else, but it's kind of a busy life because on top of all that, you know, I'm a happily married man and got to spend time with the wife, of course, and I also have my career as a teacher. So I'm a high school teacher, teach government, AP government, and I teach military history class, which is a fun elective that I started about 10 years ago in my high school where I teach, and I teach a global 10 or European history to sophomores, and so it's a great pleasure. And so, you know, I understand that Warmachine is, you know, somehow fit around all that other stuff. So I wanted to say, one of the reasons I really want to get on camera is because I want to thank everybody who's left really nice comments on both my blog and my YouTube channel. I haven't been a Warmachine player for extremely long, but a little while now. I'm not one of the original people from Mark 1, I gotta be honest with you, but I'm totally into it. In fact, I gotta tell you right now, if you're a Warhammer 40K or a Games Workshop fan, you might want to mute the next part or flip over to another video, because I'm not going to be too nice to that other game. Anyway, as far as how I got into Warmachine, I have a military history club where I teach, and kind of goes hand in hand with the military history class. The military history club is a lot of fun. We really started out as a wargaming club, historical wargaming club, about 7-8 years ago. I have a game that I made for my military history class, a war game called Battle Sim. It's a board game where you simulate battles from history, the battles we're learning about in class. And then we got involved in some World War II, like 20mm HO scale metal miniatures for basically doing small skirmish actions for World War II wargaming. And for years, kids in my club were just playing, say, can we do Warhammer 40,000 in the club? And I knew Warhammer 40,000 from the video game Dawn of War, which is a really fun game. But I was holding off because, you know, it was military history club, not fantasy gaming club. So I had to keep in mind that our original purpose. But eventually I came around, and I decided that it would be fun to give this Warhammer 40,000 a shot, and I got really excited about it. I bought a whole bunch of miniatures, some battle forces. The sculpts were really well done and a lot of fun, and you know, I invested heavily and built some terrain for it too, of course. And we started Warhammer 40,000 in club. Well, that was a lot of fun, and I thought it was a great game. But then I discovered Warmachine, and I got to tell you, I'm 40 years old. Just had my 40th birthday. I've played a lot of game systems in my long life of gaming, and I feel like I'm just getting started. But played a lot of games. You know, 30 years ago when I started gaming, the only fantasy gaming out there was, you know, Dungeons and Dragons, which isn't exactly a strategy game, although obviously there's strategic thinking involved in it. The Warhammer stuff came when I was, you know, getting college aged and beyond, and I had other stuff going on in my life, and so. When I discovered it, though, you know, mainly through my students, I took an interest in it. I thought it was a neat game, and I'm like, hey, I don't have to be a historical war gamer all the time. And then I became more of a fantasy war gamer. Well, thought it was neat, but you know, some of the rules seemed weird to me. The rule book was huge, and a lot of the rules just didn't make sense to me. I didn't think, you know, having been a historical war gamer and seen many different rule systems, that it was exactly, you know, the best gaming system out there. Given that I'd played all sorts of rules for historical wargaming. So I was on belloflostsouls.com one day, and I, which is kind of a Warhammer, mainly a Warhammer site, but it's starting to see the light. And I clicked on a link that Privateer Press had run up to their game system. And so, just so you know, Privateer Press, if you're watching this by chance, that marketing works. So I went to that website and I looked at the miniatures, and I was like, "Are you serious? These are gorgeous!" And I loved the Khadorians and Signarians and the Mercs and everything, and the Hordes looked awesome. And I was like, wow, that Games Workshop stuff was pretty cool, but it doesn't hold a candle to this. So on a whim, I ordered the Mark II rule book, and I said, well, check it out. I mean, if nothing else, I hear their rule books are pretty lavishly illustrated, and it'll be a nice little, just something to thumb through. If I don't like the game, I don't like the game. Well, as any of you play Warmachine know, it is a fantastic rule set. And all the stuff I didn't like about Games Workshop, the fact that they go years before they update a faction, and then there's different factions basically set up for different editions of the game because they've become outdated. Model lines are abandoned for years on end. And then a lot of the rules, I hate that in Warhammer 40,000, you choose between an armor save or a cover save. Well, I don't care how good the guy's armor is. If he's in cover, he still should get some protection from that. Well, as you know, in Warmachine, they're treated very differently, armor and cover, and much better, I might say. Because, you know, why in Warhammer 40,000, why am I rolling for an armor or a cover save after I've been hit? Can you explain to me after I've been hit why I'm now saying if the cover saved me? See, in Warmachine, they build that into the hit roll. Makes a heck of a lot more sense. So there's just a small example. So I'm rambling here, but I got to tell you, I have become a complete Warmachine / Privateer Press convert. I will never personally interested again in playing Warhammer 40,000, and I just like the way that Privateer Press treats their customers, their gamers. I mean, doing an entire playtest of their Mark II rule system with the whole community that wanted to get involved before releasing it, you would never see GW do that, or at least not on the same scale, not with the same care. So yeah, I have a bias, and I'm proud of my bias because Privateer Press deserves all of my expendable income that I want to use on gaming. And when you open up one of their books and you look at how lavishly illustrated their supplements are, like the Forces of Warmachine books, or you open up you know, their rule set and you look at all the lavish illustrations front to back, and then you open up some Games Workshop codex and you're like, yeah, why am I paying pretty much the same money for these two things when this company, Privateer Press, seems to care a lot more about you know, making a rich product, and they certainly do. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that complete convert. I love the game. I'm having a lot of fun, especially playing it at home with my 12-year-old son, who's in middle school. He thinks it's a blast. He's investing his allowance in a Crix army, and so, I mean, he's totally into it too. So it's a lot of fun. In fact, in the future, I'll talk a little bit about father and son Warmachine gaming, because it's been a great experience, and I want to share that with any of you dads out there who are thinking that your children are, you know, maybe would be something you want to share with them, because it's a great hobby to share. So anyway, I'll just finish up with where I'm at with Warmachine this week, kind of what's in progress and what you'll see on this YouTube channel soon. For those of you who regularly watch some of my stuff, I finished this bunker, and I'm going to paint this up and talk a little bit about that in a video soon. Also in a video, this is a preview, soon you'll see I'm working on some small terrain bets, like these custom fruit baskets, just because I love little, you know, terrain with a story to tell, like, you know, why is the fruit there on the battlefield, and what's the deal with that? As far as miniatures, pretty soon I've finished my whole squadron plus the attachment figures for my long gunners, so soon I'll be doing a full feature on them. He's fine, I promise. So soon I'll be doing a full feature on them, and so that's look forward to showing you those guys. And they were one of the harder sets of miniatures to paint so far, I gotta tell you. Also, as far as what's just arrived from the War Store, my favorite online retailer, I got some green stuff, or Neatite. At a hobby store the other day, I picked up some Plastruck stone-facing styrene sheets I'm going to use to build some neat terrain pieces you'll be seeing. I also recently got a bunch of miniatures in, which I don't have with me right here, right now. Some Merc boxes. I set out to get every Forces of Warmachine book, and I realized that, you know what, I never got the Retribution of Skyra book, so I went out and got that. And of course, needless to say, for those of you who haven't seen it, and those of you who have know what I'm talking about, it's gorgeous, as all Privateer Press stuff is. And then from the War Store, I just got some paints too. So I've got probably 30 miniatures waiting to be done. I've got some terrain ideas I want to finish and post, but you'll be seeing a lot of my stuff soon. And just thought I should introduce myself. And again, for all you taking the time to watch these videos, I really appreciate it. I'm making them for you, not for me, and I'm glad to get some positive feedback. So, Garrison signing off. Happy wargaming.